All right, the web is on, and we're going to start recording. Hey, everyone. It's time for Geocache Talk. Whether you're at work, in the car, or wherever you are, we hope you enjoy the show. Please give it a like and subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play so that you can get all the weekly Geocache Talk goodness. A big thanks to the Travel Bugs for the music and my patrons, Doug Jones, Joshua and Caleb Slinkard, Tom Brotherman, and Jeff Arbaugh, and my new patrons, Nick Hubbard, Deborah Burris, Andrew Teepkin, and my guest tonight, Joshua Johnson. If you'd like to become a patron, head on over to patreon.com/geocachetalk for more details. Patrons get path tags, coins, and other geocaching swag during the year, as well as invites to special events only to patrons. Support levels start at as little as $3 a month. Tonight we have news from we're about to do the news here in a second. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Our mega event update, along with our weekly product tips. So let's jump right into show number 14 for Sunday, September 18th, as I welcome my friend Reese Johnson to the show. Welcome to
Hey,
Geocache Talk.
it's awesome. I love it.
I know you're the woman of the night here. You know, everybody thought it was going to be Joshua, and it turned out it's going to be you instead. Well,
Surprise
for part of the night.
for part of the night.
Yes. So we're going to jump right into news. Geocaching News is sponsored by FTF Magazine. FTF Magazine can be found at ftfgeocacher.com. So on September 10th, the village of Bukoba, Tanzania, was hit by a devastating earthquake, killing originally it was 12 people, but I have a new update that the earthquake now, the death toll stands at 19. And Reese was just over in Tanzania. How close to this area were you?
I was actually in Bukoba.
Oh, wow. You were in the
Yeah,
town. Okay.
I was in the exact village where it was hit.
Oh, my goodness.
hmm
Yeah, the update I found today, Reese, was that, like I mentioned, the death toll is now at 19 instead of 17 that they reported earlier. You even had a little less earlier in the week. It's been
hmm
about a week later. Um, there's at least 40 people other than that were injured in Bacoba. The earthquake has so far destroyed 1,044 houses and partially damaged over 6,000 others. So how did you find out? Well, first tell us real briefly, why did you go to Tanzania this year?
I went to Tanzania because I was in a relationship with this guy who is a part of this organization called COSAD. And COSAD is basically a community development for African villages, working to build better schools, better opportunities for women, and basically educate the community and how they can work to be better.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how did you find out? You were there, it was in end of July?
Yep. End of July for about almost 3 weeks, two and a half
Okay.
weeks.
And yeah. And great videos and pictures you did for that. It was just so adorable seeing the kids and everything. It was really touching. Now, when did you hear about the earthquake last week? Did somebody contact
Um,
you? Or did
Yeah, so I am actually the communications coordinator for an East African choir in Bukoba called the Amuka Singers. And so I'm in a group chat with them basically, and I got news right away. I was one of the first
Mm,
people to basically know here in the US um,
wow.
what exactly happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Reese has set up a GoFundMe, and I've got it in the show notes. Um, so, in fact, let me do a screen share. I didn't really plan this. Let me. Okay. Um, just take a second. Hang on. I'm gonna screen share my screen, Reese, so you can be able to see it as well.
Awesome.
So, okay, so let me switch screens. Okay, so um, that's you holding one of the little ones, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Um, so Reese has a goal. We want to try to raise 5,000. You get a little bit of a start there, 692. And I encourage everyone to give just even a little bit. Once we get everybody giving a little bit, we'll get you to reach that goal.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
there's the web location for GoFundMe. It's it's GoFundMe.com / 2x39b as in boy, K, F as in Frank, W. So that's the site for this. So, well, Reese, is there anything else that you want to mention about this?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad you're doing this. I really am.
Yeah. So I got to know these people extremely close because I lived with them for about 2.5 weeks. And what I noticed is the most damaging part of all of this is not necessarily the people dying or the people getting hurt or the houses being torn apart. Um, Probably the most damaging thing above all is the morale of the community. These people are all very talented people, but just have this lack of opportunity.
Right.
And so when something like this happens, it's just a blow to morale. And just any sort of support, or just having the thought that other people know what is happening and are with them, is probably the most powerful thing you can do here.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
good. Well, thank you, Reese. Keep us up
Thank
to
you so
date.
much.
Oh, you bet. And I'm going to let you hand over to your dad, and
Sounds good.
I'll have you on sometime because you get out geocache. Forget
Yeah,
your dad. Let's have you
for
on. That
sure.
sounds good. Okay. Thanks, Reese.
Serious.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
thank you.
You bet.
Now, are you sure you just don't want Reese on the rest of the show?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm debating. Is Hayden around? I think I might want him on.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know if he's around. I think he's
Okay.
playing with
Or
Legos
Jonah.
or something.
Or
Yeah, Jonah's
Jonah.
taking a shower. So,
Okay.
sorry, Gary, you just
He's
got me
out.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got you. Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Joshua, for being on the show tonight.
It is awesome to be here. My first time officially, I'm just going to say officially, on the Geocache Talk podcast.
Yes.
I was,
you were on
as
show.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
I was on show number Geo Woodstock
4.
number.
Yes.
4 was 4, and
it was 4, and then it ended up being 4.5 because I had so much problem with my audio. So
right.
4, 4,
right.
5.
Right. So,
yeah,
but
fact,
apparently
shirt,
that did not.
Way.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks so
Thank
good.
You. Go ahead.
But apparently that did not qualify me for the returning guest contest.
It did not.
It's a little blow to my ego, but I think I've been dealing fine. I've been doing okay.
Good. You have been doing fine. In fact, we're going to spend the majority of the time talking about your globe trotting around the world. But a couple things I want to mention. One is, I don't know if everybody notices this every week, Joshua. This is right. Well, it's not usually right here.
Yes.
It's usually hangs out about right there.
Right. Oh, I see it every week. I watch it.
Yeah.
I love that it's highlighted tonight and an arrow pointing at it. That's nice. Look at that. Ooh, that looks good.
There it is. What's
that
funny
looks very
is,
nice.
I don't know if you planned this or not. I think we've talked about this. You didn't really plan for this to be. I mean, it's cool. I love this thing, but yeah. I don't know if did you know it was going to stick to like refrigerators and signs and stuff?
I had no idea. I stuck it to my refrigerator. I'm like, holy cow! It really, and I don't know if it's not really sticky. It's like static electricity, I think.
It's got enough.
It's magic.
We need Deborah to tell us, but it's got enough friction. She's the physicist here, so
there you go.
It's got enough friction, and she's in the chat room. So, chat room, stay up to date tonight. I'm going to try to keep track of you guys best I can. So, anyway,
thanks, Coins and Pins.
Yes,
Coins and Pins, right there. It's not only a patch. It's not only a keychain. It could be a magnet without a magnet.
Absolutely. So, all right. Well, that was interesting. Let's get into the show here. So let me close some stuff down and let's get after the information. So, um, all right. We're going to talk a lot about your trip, but first, tell everyone how things are going. You've been vlogging for how long? And oh my gosh,
well, let's see. It's been a while. So February 4th will be my 6 years. 6 years of putting out geocaching videos. At least I have not missed a week. At least one video a week for 6 years.
That's awesome.
And I honestly, I cannot believe that. A, that it's been 6 years, and B, that I've been able to keep up. But yeah, it's been that long. It's going great. It's especially great when I have opportunities to do some different things. So I cannot believe, I had YouTube comments for years that are saying, please come to Australia, come to Canada, come to Poland, come to all these places. And I'm like, someday, hopefully I'll get there. I never thought in my wildest dreams that the first geocache that I find outside the United States would be in South Korea. That was off my radar. So when I had the opportunity to do that, when I had the opportunity to go to South Korea, I didn't even have to ask my wife. I was like, yes, I will. And I'll ask permission later.
Yes, that's awesome. Well, not only are you doing, you've done one a week for all that time, you decided to just double down and you decided to do 2 a week now.
Yeah.
And you've kept that going now for half a year, 6 months, 9 months.
Yeah, and sometimes 3 a week. It's all about content, right? If I have a lot of content, like right now, I want to get these Korea geocaching videos out. So I've been actually doing 3 a week this last week. What was it? 6 months ago, I decided to, I guess, branch out a little bit, and I started this thing called. And I think Gary, did you name it? I think Gary named it.
I did.
Yeah, Gary named it. I'm going to give him full credit. I'm like, what should I call my Friday videos? And he's like, how about Fridays with Josh? And I was like, sure. I love naming things what they are. So Fridays with Josh. Fridays with Josh started last February.
Yeah. What's funny is there was a time not too long after you started that, and you asked everybody, what do you think we should go to? I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, no, you got to leave it at Fridays with Josh because I named it. No, I thought it was neat, but anyway,
it stuck, man. And so I guess I was thinking, I've been doing the geocaching videos, and there were a lot of people that, they love the geocaching stuff, but they also are interested in other things like what I do for a living, other hobbies. What is my family up to? Like, they get to know you as you put out more and more content. So I thought, you know what? To build the community a little bit more, why not try to experiment? It was initially experiment. I guess it still is experiment with just doing some traditional, like, and a lot of people, let's face it, like a lot of people do this. There's people that put out a video every day of their life. So people do this. So it wasn't obviously anything new, but it was new for my channel. And so, because I used to have a lot of those videos over on another channel, and I was like, anytime you have, NBC doesn't have one show, right? Right. So my YouTube channel is a channel. It's not a show. So I figure, so I'll have the geocaching shows, and then I'll have my personal shows, and let's just put it all in the same place. And
perfect.
And another thing, the feedback I've been getting too is a lot of people. Some people don't even like my Friday videos better because they're not necessarily into geocaching. So I have had some of that feedback, but they don't, to be honest with you, they don't perform as well because mainly people are looking for geocaching stuff. But
well, I love them both. I think that, as a big fanboy, I enjoy, and they're really cool because you really can kind of do, you go to the state fair or you go to different things, and it kind of gives you a chance to, like you said, kind of, do something a little bit different and kind of include the kids some. The wife gets she kind of is in a couple of them. I know she's trying not to.
She's warming up. If you notice, she's warming up.
Oh, this is awesome.
Dibbing on the videos more. And honestly, Gary, as a creator too, I mean, with doing as much geocaching content as I had, to just keep it fun and fresh for me, that's important too. So it's like, to be able to like break the rules and get outside of the geocaching box every once in a while is just refreshing for me. And I can do more creative things. And I don't have to worry about, is it a good enough hide? Is it, you know what I mean? So so I think it's been a good thing. It is a lot more work, obviously. But I think it's been fun for us, and I hope people have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it's been great. And we're about to jump into the topic for tonight, but I did want to mention one thing real fast, just that I really, really enjoyed the time that the time we had in Denver, especially with your kids, and it worked out perfect because Josh was right next to us in the booth, in the media booth, and then Sonny and Sandy and Sean were next to me. I was right in the smack in the middle, which worked great. And then we had Justin and his family. He didn't have a booth, but we kind of shoehorned him in between us. So we had the four of us right there, and just had a great time up until poor Sonny got sick, and then we all kind of teamed together and rallied around and got his got Sean taken care of for a little while, and so that Sandy could be with Sonny and all that. But kind of shows some of the community of geocaching, the geocaching family, taking care of one another. But it was neat. I kind of connected with Jonah of all your kids. I think, I don't know why, just kind of, I don't know, personality wise or whatever. We kind of hit it off really well. So, well,
that's no surprise. Jonah is, man, he is a talker. He is probably our most social kid, and he really enjoys talking to adults and just having good conversations. So I appreciate you kind of befriending him and hanging out with him as I was running around most of the day, not in my booth. And just my reflections on that weekend were the geocaching community is really special, but it's even more special to have other people that are doing geocaching media stuff. We had a dinner, sort of a private event beforehand that Gary organized so kindly, and that's really cool too. Like there's not that it's like an exclusive thing or anything like that, but just really special to have like a family within the family.
And the goal of that was really to try, and you notice when we got together that night, we didn't really talk geocaching much. We didn't even go find a geocache together, although there was some around that little area. But my goal was to kind of, since the week was kind of crazy, I kind of wanted everybody to kind of be able to sort of unplug for a while and just be together and talk. And you got to see we got to see Sonny, which we normally we don't get to see Sonny very often. I get to meet all y'all. Of course, you could see Justin more often, but not as much. That was kind of a joke. He says that I had to go all the way to Denver to see Justin, but
pretty much. No, it was great. Fantastic.
Well, and just to let you know, I have talked to the North Carolina people, and we're trying to set something up for the media.
Very cool.
Again. So that'd be great.
Very cool.
Well, you did something very interesting recently. In fact, we were talking a few weeks ago. Wanted to have you on the show, and you're like, "Well, let's move the appearance out a little ways."
Yep.
Because you were going somewhere, and at the time it was sort of double secret, so we had a lot of fun with that.
You were pretty much the first one to know, Gary. You should feel pretty special.
I do. Yeah. I kept it under wraps for a long time until you got to announce it. So I did. I kept the secret. So that's good.
You did a great job. And it was especially probably important because it was spy themed month that month.
Yes, it was
geocaching.com. So
I did.
Yeah.
Double secret.
Stealth.
Yes. But you got to go to South Korea. Yes. So how did this whole thing come about?
Well, the company I work for, and a lot of maybe your listeners don't know, some of you have listened for a while or watched my videos for a while, and I don't talk about it a lot on my videos just because I don't know, focus on geocaching. But I work for a nonprofit called Youth Frontiers,
which I love.
which is yeah.
I've kept up with them, and y'all do some great stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It is an awesome organization. It's been around for 30 years. Basically, what we do is we do character building programs in schools. So we will go in to a school and work with one grade for a whole day around some character traits. So for our elementary kids, we do kindness retreats for them, courage retreats for middle schoolers, and respect retreats for high schoolers. So that gives you a little context of what we do. The organization has been around for 30 years. We mostly do our programs in the upper Midwest. We do branch out to Florida, Colorado, Arizona. We've never been to Texas, I don't think. That's a big state. Yeah, we need to get down there. But we've never done an international. We always joked, someday we do international retreat somewhere, and we thought it would be Canada. You were like, we're not very far from Canada. We're from Minnesota here, so
yeah.
But one of my supervisors called me up and said, "Hey, Josh, we have this opportunity to work with an international school in South Korea to do some of our retreats, and would you be interested in going?" And I was like, heck yes.
Yes.
So
yes, and yes.
Yeah. So it was myself and two other coworkers, which you'll see on the videos that I do.
We're gonna show the videos here in a minute. Go ahead.
Awesome.
Yep.
And the funny thing about it is that my passport wasn't current, and I was leaving within a month. So I couldn't find my birth certificate. So the next day, I took the complete day off, and I drove all the way from Minneapolis all the way to southern Iowa to go and get my birth certificate in person. And I drove all the way back so I could get my passport in time.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't completely fruitless, because on the way back, I did pick up Iowa's oldest geocache, which is fantastic, which is a video that's going to be coming up.
That's awesome.
As soon as I get through, I have the footage. As soon as I get through the Korea stuff. So that's it. I was there. That's a long way to say I got to go there for work.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, you were there for how long?
9 days.
Wow.
So yeah, 9 days if you include, there's some double days in there, because on the way there we lost a day completely.
Yeah.
And then on the way back we left at 10 a.m. Seoul time and got back 10 a.m. Minnesota time. So we didn't lose any time there. It was like time travel. It was awesome.
That is weird. You arrived back at the same time you left.
I know. It was pretty. I didn't even have my flux capacitor geocoin with me. I don't know how I did it, but I time traveled, and it was amazing.
That's awesome. Back to the future.
I'm Great Skull.
Go. Josh and I are huge fans of Back to the Future. So
huge.
Huge. 2015. Oh, well, I'll talk about it. We've been doing too many bunny trails.
I know, right?
Question, real quick question in the chat.
Yes.
From UDAC.
Oh, yes.
He asked, what?
By the way, hold on. UDAC is a girl.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
UDAC is a girl. I met her at Woodstock, and I was like, all along, I thought you were a dude. And she's like, nope, I'm a girl.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and share this right now.
Okay.
Since UDAC asked the first question, but I used your good old random.org like we did at Geo Woodstock 14er, and you were giving away stuff with the wood nickels. So I used random.org today.
Yeah.
I had a ton of people last week on Nick Hubbard's show, the Cashley show,
awesome.
Who were trying to win the coin. I'll show you the coin real quick.
Oh, I got one of them. They're nice.
I know. And so I had a contest, and I'm just starting this new show, and I had a ton of people send it in. So I had a good random.org listing to do, and UDAC won. So congratulations. You won.
Awesome.
So I'm going to send you a path tag and a sticker and a coin and all sorts of stuff. And all that goes to you. So congratulations, awesome. UDAC. You are a winner.
Congrats.
So, all right. Let's show a video.
Sure.
All right. Let me get that ready. So I'm going to show. Let's keep the event. Let's show your. Let's show the your first Korean geocache. Is that
okay? Yeah, that's great. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So let me pull this up and just. So let me screen share it. Entire screen. And Again, you won't be able to hear it, but you'll be able to see it. So you see it?
Yes, I see it. Great.
All right, good. I'm gonna turn the sound down just a touch.
Will the viewers be able to listen to it?
The viewers will be able to hear it. I'm gonna turn the volume down just a little bit, just so they can hear you talk over it. So I'm just gonna start showing, and you kind.
All right, there I am. All right, there's me, and there's Steph and Eric.
Yeah. So they work with you with Frontier.
Yep, they are my. They were the ones that were chosen to go with me. Eric is actually a professional musician. We do music on our retreat, so that's cool. And Steph has been working for a long time. Steph has actually been on others of my geocaching videos.
Yes.
And Eric was actually on a geocaching video, like one of my first ones, where we found some cash. Like we found $20 in a drain once. So that was the one time. So he was actually pretty excited to be on one of my videos after like 4 years. So
I do remember that. Suddenly Eric.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Secretly Eric.
Secretly Eric.
Secretly Eric. So if you see behind us is Seoul right there. And it's so funny because there's like a temple looking building, and I didn't really know what it was called.
Like
so I was like, I know. Yeah, maybe pagoda.
Pagoda?
That's probably right. I was like, we got some sort of thing behind us, and Eric's like, it's a building. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a building.
Eric has some dry humor. There it is. This is actually the school that we worked at. So
okay.
It was international school. We're walking
now.
What's there.
Yeah. So you're out kind of you're near North Korea, apparently. What you're saying right here is North Korea.
Yeah,
no.
We were making a joke. So we had to go through a gate. We're actually on there's a university next to the school. So we actually had to go through a gate. And so we had to get like special security clearance to go through this gate. And I had to explain that we were geocaching. I totally wish I would have included it in there, but I didn't. But we were joking. Like, I think we're in South Korea now because we had to go through this wall. So,
okay.
But it was just a typical trail. Now, if you look at that, I mean, that looks like, a lot of people are commenting, that just looks like Minnesota. And pretty much, I mean, it's just a typical woods. There's nothing really special about this one. But the one thing that is special is that this is going to be a regular geocache, which is very rare.
Yeah, so you're looking at the tiles. And,
okay, I have this tile. I took this tile.
The tile.
The tile says... I know the tile says "Made in South Korea," so I was like, I found my swag. So that's my memento. So I picked up this bag, and by the way,
there's a bag,
and I thought this bag absolutely reeked because it was like filled with bacteria. And I pulled it out. There's a geocache. Geocache was
nice. Yeah, it's a nice lock and everything.
It's pretty big. Yeah, I did bring 2 geocoins with me. I brought Scott Burks from the Geocache podcast. I brought his coin over there, and then I brought another Leap Day Frog coin. There it is right there. I just thought, gosh, I need to take this opportunity to drop some coins in a cache in South Korea.
Absolutely. Did you have a pen with you?
I did.
I had to do that.
It was, by the way, if one word to describe Seoul, Korea right now, and that's sweaty. We were so sweaty.
Okay.
So here I am, we're back, and I just had, I had to show the souvenir. I had to log it right away.
Yes.
And unfortunately,
that's a nice one.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool. It actually, the souvenir I found out later is that gate. The gate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you look at it here, that's the gate.
That's the gate. It is.
That's the gate, yeah. So that's national treasure number 1. The South Koreans number all their national treasures. So that was national treasure number 1. So here's the goodbye. Again, nothing really super special about this geocaching video, other than the fact that I'm in freaking Korea. So
we're in cache. Let's go. Hey, look, there's the
oh yeah, there's the chat.
The chat. All right. Okay. Let me get back to. All right. We're on to the next one.
Okay.
We're moving.
Cool.
We're moving quick tonight. We're going to do the Insadong Market. Is that correct?
Okay. Sure. Yeah. This one was. Oh no. Yeah. No, it's not Insadong. This is a different market.
Okay. Geocaching Korean market. Okay.
Yeah, but I can't pronounce it. But this was right out. No. Oh, yeah. There it is. Namdaemun. Namdaemun traditional Korean market. Yep.
Okay, great. All right, let me get back to we're going fast tonight because I just want to make sure we've got time is on our side tonight. So I want to make sure. Okay, I'm showing. Okay, good. All right. Okay, let's talk about this one because this one you did you came out this one on a Wednesday. I think.
Yeah. So that last video, that was literally the next day. I mean, I wanted to get a cache as soon as I could, and that was the closest one to the school. So
Okay.
this is the Nandaman gate. And all along, I kept on calling it a temple because I didn't know what the heck was going on.
It's okay.
Nor can I read Korean. But this is apparently, there's some history in this that Eric reads, but it's apparently national treasure #1. That was what was shown on the. It was pretty cool. It's shown on the souvenir. That's the traditional gate. There's Steph again and Eric.
Yeah.
And we're checking it out. You know, with my videos.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with my videos, you know, it's not always so much about the hide, but it's sometimes the places that it brings you. So this video is very much about the places. So Steph is just talking about her thoughts on what this is, and we were just amazed because all these very ancient buildings, you know, 1300s, were all there, but all around it was modern buildings.
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, what you're saying is it's very interesting how they mixed sort of the two together.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep. So there's a deep respect, obviously, for their history, but Seoul is a very modern, clean, safe city. Eric is talking about he's more interested in the fact that he got a crunky bar.
Crunky bar. Yeah, he's very excited. But she found a Coke Zero, so that's awesome.
Oh gosh. Yeah, and Eric is addicted to Coke Zero, so you should know that.
I'm a big Coke Zero fan. I am.
Oh yeah. So here's where we discover that this isn't a temple. This is nothing. This is a gate. And Eric very well summarizes what it is. And if you notice, Eric has a great voice, and he's not only a musician, but he's also a professional DJ. So he's on one of the radio stations here in town in Minneapolis. Oh, cool. So as you listen to his voice, he does voiceover work and stuff like that. Talented guy, but he did a fabulous job summarizing the sign.
Right. 1397. We talked about this week how do you get your head around 1397? So
I know, right?
Look at her. She's photobombing your.
Oh yeah. Pretty much all the videos. Yeah, all the videos.
She seems like she's a fun gal.
Yeah, all the people I work with are amazing, fun people.
That's cool.
But this is the traditional market, and I tell you, you could get absolutely anything down here, as you'll see. I mean, everything.
Ties. There's a tie for you there. Lots of ties.
Anything. Look at this. Hold on a second. There you go. That was a costume shop. People just cooking food on the side. I mean, this truly does not look like Minnesota anymore now.
I gotta stop it for a moment. Look at the amount of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just so much.
Of course, yeah. So now, do you think that? We'll talk more about once we finish the videos. But do you feel like Seoul was crowded? Did you feel crowded by everybody, or?
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. When we went to, and there's no video of it because the geocache was completely missing, but we went to Gangnam, which is famous for the song Gangnam Style.
Okay.
That's very cosmopolitan. It's very much you walk around the streets of Gangnam, it's like you're walking down an Asian Chicago, Michigan Avenue.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you would think you were in America, but you're not. And that was very crowded with young people. I mean, I'm 38 years old. We were the oldest people down there. I mean, it's just very hip and chic. But this is more of like a traditional market. You get anything here. And the American dollar, I tell you, if you're ever thinking about visiting, the American dollar went pretty far.
Oh,
South Korea.
See the pumpkins there?
I know, right? Oh yeah, they were getting ready. You can see they're getting ready for Halloween. I mean,
look at the stuff.
I know. Yeah, just so much.
Everywhere you look, there's stuff.
Yeah. I think that the South Koreans, they're extremely friendly to Americans. Obviously, they've embraced a lot of Western culture. We felt very welcome. And if you watch, there's a Cashly,
Cashly sighting.
Yeah, Cashly sighting, right in South Korea. It works, people. It works. The geocaching app works.
And you're in feet. Well, you can do feet anywhere, but
yeah.
So yeah, your Cashly app worked over there. You're running out of
energy
power there. Yeah, 21%. So all right, I'll stop being distracted.
No, I did have to buy a special plan through AT&T for data though. That got me pretty far, but
Right.
So now we're just walking over to the cache. I mean, it's tough. Just like in any urban environment, there's a lot of satellite bounce off these buildings. We got tall buildings everywhere.
Right.
And
So, did you feel like that when you looked at a map of Seoul? Did you like get like, whoa, look at all the geocaches, or was it more of a scattering of?
I was pleasantly surprised that I was talking to the Korean geocachers, and there are 10,000 geocaches in Seoul, not in Seoul. I'm sorry, 10,000 geocaches in South Korea, and there are not that many geocachers. So if you look at the people that go geocaching and look at their hide stats, I mean, they're hiding up to, the guy that was our host.
Right.
He hid I think he's hidden 900 geocaches.
Oh, my goodness.
So there are a lot of hiding for not that many people to find them. So I tell you, it's a destination. So I was surprised on the amount of geocaches for the size of the country.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. We're going to see him in a moment. We're going to look through your event here in a minute, but
yes.
This wasn't the geocache.
Well, yeah.
Or was it?
I don't think it was, because so there's all these telephone booths, and this is a series of of telephone booths that are named for each of the some of the hiders in South Korea, but each of them had that little box, and none of the ones that I did find in phone booths were hidden that way, and there was just a piece of paper in it. So somebody, I think, had thought, there were some American geocachers, had thought that was the cache, and there was no logbook in it, so they just threw a piece of paper in there.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that was it. But I haven't confirmed with the owner where it was, so I logged it as a find.
Now you got into some vittles here that look pretty good.
Oh my gosh, yes. So this is traditional Korean barbecue. Basically, you go sit at this table. There's hot coals built into the table. You can see right there, and then they just bring you trays of meat, and then you just cook the meat. There's Chef Steph. You just cook the meat yourself,
right?
And there's some prongs. I did not touch those. Nobody ate those.
Oh, so so it's a little dangerous, but I've seen those on other videos. I saw them actually on Andrew Zimmern, the Bizarre Foods, where he sat and did that. But it's like you're sitting next to like a pot of fire, so
pretty much,
you kind of have to just know what you're doing there. So
yeah, well, the truth be told, I mean, we were not as courageous as we looked in that video, because the night before, some of our hosts from the school took us to that exact place, and we were like, well, let's go by ourselves this time, now that we know what we're doing, and now that we know how to order, because people can speak okay, most people can speak a couple things in English, but we just mainly had to point at things and menus and tell to communicate.
Okay, I'm looking for any questions, but I'll look at those in a minute. All right, very good. We're just all over the map tonight. All right, we're going to talk now about the event.
Okay.
So let me get this thing started. And this is the prime reviewer, right? Or not prime reviewer. This is the reviewer for. I call him Prime. Yep. Ours is called Prime, so I always say that. I don't know why, but
yep, he is. Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
He's the reviewer for all of South Korea. Yep.
Cool. Did he set up the event?
No.
No.
So a little background. When I found out I was going to South Korea, first of all, I was looking for great geocaches there. So I looked at the geocaching.com blog, and there was a geocache of the week that was listed there called Lock Tree. And you're going to see that, I think, next Sunday. You're going to see that cache. Yeah. And so I contacted the owner of Lock Tree, which is a guy named Blue Sky 61. And I told him, hey, can I fit? I asked him ahead of time, I'm coming to South Korea. Can I film your cache? I don't know if he knew who I was before, but after I think maybe he looked some things up, he realized I was a YouTuber. Okay. And he was like, I want to interview you for the Korean geocaching blog, and I would like to set up a meet and greet event. So there he is, right there. You saw
that was him. Yeah.
Yeah. So he set up the event, and then we were like, we don't really know our way around anywhere.
Yeah.
We didn't have a car. So such a kind guy. The amazing thing about geocaching, you have friends all over the world, and he came and he actually picked us up in a cab, and for the whole day drove us to the best geocaches in Seoul, Korea.
That is awesome.
I know. And then at the very end, we kind of ended up. So this video is basically a journey, a whole walking journey and subway and bus journey to the event. But he took us to geocaches along the way. And so not everything you see in this video, like there's other geocaches we found that I'm going to show later.
You're not only collecting geocaches, you're collecting geocachers as you go.
Oh, yeah.
Your video.
Gary, it was amazing. We would stop at this place. No doubt. We would stop at this place, and all of a sudden, I'd find this great geocache, and he'd be like, and here's the owner. Like, we'd find it, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, Gary, the owner would show up, and then the owner of the cache would just follow us around.
That's awesome.
So we were building like a little geocaching posse.
You started with
this is another guy.
Yeah.
This guy here, his name is General Red. And
wearing red shirt. Yep.
Yeah, General Red. And he came, took the bus 3 hours. He lived in southern South Korea just to go to the meet and greet event and hang out with us today. So that was cool.
Wow. That's awesome.
So,
Berlin Wall.
There's the Berlin Wall. Cool thing I didn't mention about this. So this is a multi-cache. And the plaque on here, I couldn't read it, obviously, because it was in South Korean, but good thing I had him. He was figuring out the next stage, right? So, but the cool thing that this plaque says is that Berlin Wall is there. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to wait there and be in reflection or prayer for the unification of Korea, of North Korea and South Korea, because the significance of East and West Germany.
Absolutely.
So I just thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Now, okay. Yep. I don't want to distract too much. So we did a multi-cache. And so you're starting to, like I said,
there's another guy.
Yeah.
Think of that guy right here.
Guy.
He's another geocacher that he just started following us along. It was great. Meeting people. So we're going to stage 2 here, and of course there was so much balance. There was so much balance. The stage 2 led us in the middle of a market, and it took some time for us to find it, but we eventually found it there. And I was so surprised because I didn't know exactly where we were going. I just followed Blue Sky around. So when he told me that it was a multi-cache, I was like, I had no idea that I'd have the opportunity to find a multi-cache.
That's awesome.
So that's cool. So
you found it.
Yeah, here's a little spoiler. Yeah, not too much of a spoiler because there's a lot of those phone booths around. I'm thinking that's where the other one was the one that we
underneath.
Find.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So here is we're walking to the next geocaching area, and there's a little creek there. This is in the heart of Seoul, Korea, and there's this mural on the walls, and this mural is like all these, I don't know, it's just a march of soldiers.
Right.
And I don't know the significance. I mean, I didn't have time to look at the history, but I thought it was really cool. That wall is just stretched forever. I think you'll get a better view if you continue the video.
Yeah, I will. How much green space do you think there is in Seoul? Is there quite a bit, or do you feel like there's? I mean, it's a huge city. I mean, I don't know if they planned for.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a lot. It didn't feel like a lot of green space, but this was a nice little area, and he's explained to me. He's explained to me. It just kept on going, and there was that mural just kept on going too.
I don't see any graffiti.
Oh no, Gary. This country is so clean. I mean, it's so safe. I mean, we would see women and children walking around alone in Seoul, Korea, alone, taking taxi cabs by themselves at 10 o'clock at night.
That's incredible.
There's just no crime. I felt completely safe. It was really, really special. There's a nice little fountain there. And so as we're walking here, we're walking to the big city hall. There's a city hall building, and at this point, I wasn't really quite sure where we were going. I just trusted Blue Sky 61.
Right.
So we're going up the elevator. We go into this government building, And
So you originally had him, and now you've got all these other people.
Yeah, all these people.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. It just gets more and more. So we're going up this elevator, and it looks like just a plain sort of government building. And then all of a sudden, we get to the top of it, and it's like this beautiful view of Seoul, Korea. And it's something I would never know. I mean, I would absolutely never know to go here unless it was for geocachers, right? Telling me where. So we get a little view. There's quite a bit of smog. There was when we were there.
Yeah, and you were saying that you felt like it's not just Seoul that's contributing to the smog here.
Yeah, well, the South Koreans told me it was China. 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 I don't know how true it is, but there wasn't a lot. I didn't see a lot of industry around there, as far as like smokestacks or anything. So. I guess I mean they're very close to China, so. But yeah, they said China.
There's some mountains over here. I mean, you're kind of in an interesting area.
Yeah.
Did you get to go up north at all, or north of the town a little bit, and up in the mountains, or?
No, well, the park that we went to with the lock tree and the event, that was a mountain. We had to go up a bus. So, and there was a tower there.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at that because you look like y'all are hoofing up the hill there a little bit, you know. So
now, this is a funny story, Gary.
Yeah.
So Blue Sky looks at me and he's like, "You want to pause it for a second?"
Yeah.
He looks at me and he looks at 3 Americans and it was time for lunch.
Stop. Yeah.
Time for lunch. He goes, "Okay," and we're in this busy area. He goes, "Okay, do you want to go to Dunkin' Donuts or KFC?" And
it's what time of the day?
It was noon. It was noon.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, Dunkin' Donuts there had like lunch. They had more things than we have here. Anyway, but we look at each other and we're like, "Oh, we don't really want to go to either of those places." You know what I mean? We can go there anytime. So we look at him and we go like, how about Korean food? And his eyes got really big. He's like, "You want Korean food?" He got really excited.
Yeah.
Really excited. So then we start walking down this alley. And in this place is authentic, man. Like not very many tourists.
Right, off the beaten path a little bit.
No, and it was the best food we had there.
That is awesome.
You'll see it right here if you continue to.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, it was again a little skillet. You cook it yourself. It was fantastic. So yeah, we're happy campers. So now we're about to take the subway. Again, subway system. I've never been in a cleaner subway.
Now look at that. There's nothing on the walls. It's clean.
Oh gosh.
There's no trash on the floor. I mean, it's incredible. Now, how during your subway ride do people talk to each other?
I didn't see a lot of that.
Okay. I had heard that in a lot of the Asian countries, you get on a subway and they don't really. There's not a lot of chit chat and I mean, they just kind of they're kind of like business, let's get from one spot to the next. And so,
not a lot of time. I mean, again, that's the thing that's interesting. You've seen me do my vlogging. I can be pretty loud.
Right.
And so I really kind of, one person commented, "You kind of toned it back." And I was like, well, I didn't want to be perceived. I didn't want to be perceived as a loud, annoying American. So
the ugly American, yes, you don't want to do that. So then you got to ride on a bus. Again.
Yeah. So this bus took us up the mountain,
Okay.
and this is one of the biggest sort of I guess tourist spots because you go up this mountain. There's a big tower there, and you can take the tower up. It's kind of like it would be like the Seattle Space Needle sort of thing.
Right.
So not only are you on a mountain, but you can go up the tower too, which we didn't have time for. But believe me, you had a beautiful view without it.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Yeah, very cool. So
here's an American. American that he teaches in South Korea. He's been living here like 4 years, and so I think we had 3 or 4 Americans that were teaching. Like a lot of them are teachers teaching English.
Sure.
And here we are. We're at a modest-sized geocaching event, but not in South Korean standards. Because I talked to one of the guys, and he's like, "These are pretty much all the prolific geocachers in South Korea."
That's awesome.
And they all showed up.
They all showed up for the event.
This guy with the hat is so funny. I start rolling the camera, and he pulls out this blue tarp. lays out a blue tarp and just starts placing geocaches on the ground. You can see right
That's
here.
awesome. Yes. All
Just
sorts of cool.
he was very proud of them, and a lot of the stuff we see in the States all the time. But there were some really unique things. But the Americans that were there, this is the first time they'd ever seen some of this stuff, like a pine cone or that's something that just sticks in the ground, But I mean, it's amazing to me that there are so many geocachers with not that many people to find them, but that doesn't stop them from hiding them.
Yeah, that's interesting. That the fact that they, I mean, it's a little bit slightly like being down here. I mean, we hide lots of caches and they kind of sit for a long time. Nobody find them. So
right.
Interesting.
So this guy right here is originally from Cincinnati, but this was his very first geocaching event. So this is the first time he had met other geocachers, and he was so excited. Yeah, I mean, you remember your first time you went to an event. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm putting faces to names. This is So he was on. And then later on we went to find that Lock Tree geocache. That was probably the best best geocache in Korea, or Seoul, Korea, at least by favorite points.
Sure.
And this is I think his name, and forgive me if he's listening, I think it's Tutu is his.
Okay.
Tutu is his geocaching name. He's the reviewer for South Korea. Very, very friendly guy.
Very nice. That's great.
Everybody. I mean, geocachers worldwide. I mean, the friendliest people, right?
Oh, absolutely. Now, had anybody knew you at all?
I think I think after the event was posted, the YouTube channel was posted on there. So I think before the event, which was a good three weeks ahead of time, I'm sure several of them watched my videos prior to the event just to get a framework. But I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know. But they seemed excited and friendly to meet me, even if they had just started watching 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
So I'm about to head over to the Lock Tree that you're going to see next Sunday. It deserves a video of its own.
Very cool.
Because, and I'll just give you a preview of it. It's basically, how you see these love lock bridges, right? Where people lock up bridges and they put their initials on it. Well, these are trees that have locks on them. So it looks like Christmas trees that have locks on it. And the geocache is hidden inside one of the locks.
Oh, wow.
So it's very similar to the Seattle gum tree without being as gross.
Well,
I mean,
I mean, you had to search a little bit, I'm sure, to find those things. So,
well, it wasn't. By the way, I've DNF'd the gum wall, so I've never found the gum wall. I did not DNF this cache, but it helped having the owner with me.
That does help. Yes, it does. Oh, that's crazy. Just an amazing chance to go. So I'm gonna look at the live chat. Boy, I'm just all over the map tonight. So we got 2 questions. Let me go back up to June. I'm finding. Okay, I found the first one. I'll look for the others while you answer this one. This is from Deborah.
Okay.
She asks,
hey, Deborah.
When you called to get your international data plan, how difficult was it? And she's planning a trip to Ireland next year, so she hopes she's going to try to do the same. So how difficult was it to get your international data plan?
Not difficult at all. Depending on your carrier, very, very helpful. I had to help out Reese with this before she went to Tanzania. And basically, I work with AT&T, so that's my carrier. They had 3 different options. So they'll look at, they'll estimate what your data use will be, in advance. And so I basically had 3 different options, and it wasn't even that expensive. It obviously it was more than, what it would be for American data costs, but it was very easy. And actually, after I discussed my options on the phone, I just went to the website and I was able to just select it on the website.
Oh,
So
cool.
I wasn't even, I didn't even have to activate it via phone. I could just do it myself. And
Very cool.
and then another thing that was really helpful, once I got off the plane, I reset my data so I could keep track of how much I used. So
very cool.
so just so I knew where I was at, and plus I had access to Wi-Fi, so Cachly was great for this. I put all the caches I wanted to find in there ahead of time using Wi-Fi. So I used only 300 megs, and I was able to get away for the whole week. So
wow. Okay. Yes. Jamie, Stardust ZZZZZ.
Hey Jamie, how are you?
We're very excited to Jamie that you were doing. You hosted last week with the US Geocaching Hour, and we loved it. We had a great time last week.
Especially if you keep on giving out prizes, that's even makes it better.
No, she did. It was wonderful. Thank
awesome.
you. And just to plug, this is a good time to plug US Geocaching Hour. Hashtag US Geocaching Hour. Everybody needs to join every Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never done one, you need to do one so you know how they go. But they're rapid fire, but once you get used to doing it a little bit, it is so much fun. It's fun to talk to people. It's a tweet chat. Was that officially a tweet chat, I guess?
Yeah, tweet chat. Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a learning curve. I mean, when it's very busy, it can be tough to follow along. But I use TweetDeck on my computer, so I don't even bother with my phone because it would be very difficult to keep up that way. But yeah, just an opportunity to talk to people. And you know what? There's no podcasts happening on Monday nights that I know of. Other than, you could listen to the Sunday ones on Monday, but it's something for geocachers to do. It's like another channel. It's a channel. It's another show that's not a show.
Right.
So I don't know. It's been a lot of fun.
It has been. It's been wonderful. And Slinky Mama is saying that I have forgotten her question. No, Slinky Mama, I have not forgotten her question, but I figured that was a good time to talk about hashtag US Geocaching Hour. Everybody needs to join, because it's so much fun. Her question is, was there any of that food bulgogi?
I don't know.
You just ate it. On.
It was mostly chicken and pork. Mostly.
Okay.
I didn't go too crazy.
As far as you know.
As far as I know, I'm a northern boy and Scandinavian, so I don't handle spice that well. So I tried to stay pretty tame, but I'm not sure everything I ate. All I know is it was pretty good.
You're okay. You didn't get sick or anything in those 9 days?
Not at all. No, didn't get sick.
Good.
Didn't get sick.
Yeah, she wanted me to. I don't know if she wanted me to hear me butcher the Korean word, or you wanted to hear Josh butcher the name bulgogi. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me.
What is it?
Know.
Okay.
I don't know. Jamie's got to put it in the chat so I can know what bulgogi is.
There you go.
So, okay. Very, very, very cool. And you've got some more videos we're gonna get to see from that. And
there's gonna be probably 3 more Korean videos.
Okay.
Left. Yeah.
Very cool. Give me a chance to mention, since we're talking about events and everything, I wanted to mention one of my sponsors is IB Geocaching, who is on a lot of times on US Geocaching Hour. Hashtag US Geocaching Hour.
Hashtag.
So, yeah, we're having too much fun tonight. Mega event news that I have each week. It's in the show notes. It's also on the website. I have a separate little link to all the mega events. But it's sponsored by IB Geocaching Supplies, the best site for geocoins, cache containers, and much more. It can be found at ibgeocaching.com. And we were talking before the show, there's a couple events coming up kind of near you. And so actually somebody asked about a couple of them. But this year, I'm not going to be able to, in fact, Tamisha mentioned about going to GeoCoinFest 2016 in St. Louis. we're not going to be able to make it, and I think your plans are not going to be in such a way you're going to get to go either, right?
Yeah, unless something changes. And by the way, I just want to give a plug for that event. We went
Oh,
last
yeah.
year. Last year was fabulous, and the museum that they're holding this event in. This one of the things that really made GeoCoin Fest amazing last year is it was took place in an airplane hangar with classic like military planes. It was such a cool venue, and I think the venue is just going to be just as cool this year. So wish I could go, but I would recommend if you're close or not close and you love coins. Even if you don't love coins, they've really made this a geocaching event too, with lab caches and all that. So I would recommend it.
That's October 15th, and another one the same day is the Going Caching down in Georgia. That's also a great event to go to. We're going to try to go some year. We're not going to get to go this year. So, and I know Joshua, you're thinking about trying to go some year as well.
Yeah, it's killing me right now that I can't go because the theme this year is time travel. And I have my Doc Brown costume already.
Yes.
I've been personally invited by many years by the folks that put that event on. What I've heard,
Waysiders.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I've heard, one of the best geocaching events in the world.
Yes.
Based on the detail and effort they put in these events. I will be there some year. Doesn't look like this year, just with the Korea trip happening and other obligations. So, but oh my gosh, time travel, Doctor Who, Back to the Future, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. No, I don't know if that.
Yeah, maybe not the last one, but the rest of them for sure.
All right.
What's another one? Well, anyway, the one with Sean Connery.
I don't know. Highlander is that?
Highlander. That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, and that's a time travel one.
Yeah.
Now there's an event that you are probably going to make it to in Maplewood, Minnesota. It's the Halloween Hoopla.
Yeah.
Okay, on October 29th. So that will be an appearance by the Geocaching Vlogger. So make your plans to go to Maplewood, Minnesota.
Like 20 miles from my house. How can I not go?
Exactly.
Right? Halloween Hoopla has happened for many, many years, and it just went mega last year. So now they have mega status, which is really cool. So last year, I mean, it's Halloween themed, so people wear costumes.
Sure.
And they had lab caches and all the great things about mega. So it's an emerging mega event for sure.
Yes, very much so. So my favorite word. So if you watch any of my I've done a few videos. I'm trying to follow in your footsteps a little bit. Put a few videos out.
Oh yeah.
And I've noticed that there's some words I say over and over again. So someday I'm gonna have like a contest to add up how many times I use the word "so" in a video, because I do it all the time. So anyway,
or else you just edit it out.
Right.
That's what I do.
It's all throughout. I can't do it. So see, there you go. There I am doing it again. But what do you have? Is there anything kind of on the horizon that you're able to talk about, or are you just going to kind of go back to your normal? I mean, do you have any more trips planned with work? Do you know of, or we're
going to keep plugging away. I don't have anything as big as Korea planned per se.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep plugging away, and we're entering winter caching months here, so that's when I have a list of ideas and things to do. That doesn't also, a lot of people request different types of videos that I can do inside. So to start checking off that list of different things I can do inside as well. But I'm always traveling for work. I'm going to be traveling this week, so who knows where my adventures will take me, and who knows who it'll be with. We've hired some new staff at Youth Frontier, so I always enjoy introducing my coworkers to my videos, because they're all characters and they're all entertainers in their own right. So nothing per se, but one of the things is, and I guess this is sort of a plug, is I'm continuing to want to build my Patreon site. and continue to offer people rewards. I'm in the works for my second path tag for those that support my videos. So that's in the works,
cool.
and so that's exciting. So everybody that has already supported will get another path tag from me at some point. I haven't announced that, so that's an official announcement here. But it's a cool little community because I enjoy sharing extra footage with those folks that continue to help support this and help it. There it is.
There it is.
And that support is really important because it helps keep the videos sustainable for us. Because as you know, Gary,
yes.
podcast videos, it takes the biggest thing it takes is time and energy, and I want to devote my time and energy to it, and of course equipment, and then travel. So those that support what we do on Patreon, as you know, really help us to continue to put out content on a regular basis, and I really do appreciate those people. So that's a big thing I'm going to be continuing to work on.
Yeah, and that's something, I'll put it also in the show notes to support. I'm a patron.
Yes.
Of the Geocaching Vlogger. You're a patron of mine, so it kind of works out great. But and it's one of those things that it's how we get the word out, or how we tell. I think another big thing is tell your friends not only to watch the videos, but if they really enjoy the content. I don't always sound like a PBS pledge drive, but things cost. The path tags, they cost money, and the websites cost money, the equipment costs money, some of it, of course, is upfront cost, and you're trying to get your money back on some of that stuff. But cameras break down. You got to buy new stuff there. You'd like to do more. You and I have talked about, and it's not confirmed, but there's a possibility that Joshua's going to make a trip to Texas.
Yeah.
We've talked briefly about that, but that costs, a plane flight coming down here to do videos and to go to megas and everything. It does cost some money. So, just if everybody pitched in a little bit and became a patron, not only do you get some cool swag and exclusive videos, there's a video out there on Joshua's site that is very cool because I was in it. No, I'm kidding. But it was of our private event. So nobody got to see that event except the patrons have been able to get to watch that video. You've got several videos out there that people normally don't get to see. So, that's something that it's something that we tried, obviously we try to be, conscious of the fact that we don't want to beat people over the head, but you want to be able to let people know. And so,
and I think people, Gary, like to be a part of something. They like to feel like they're a part of something. And for me, I like to believe that my videos are not just about entertainment. And the reason I know that is because of all the wonderful, kind comments I get that have nothing to do with people being entertained. People saying, and I'm not saying this to boast about myself. This is just amazing, the power of YouTube or any sort of social media. People saying stuff like, I was sick and I couldn't get out to geocache, but it brought joy to my life that I felt like I was with you with geocaching.
Yes.
Stuff like that. I mean, when I say the tagline, it might sound just like a tagline, but it is more than that for me. When I say bring joy to the world, one geocaching video at a time, it's not just it's not like a tagline for me. It's my purpose and reason I do it. It's not just about entertaining people, although I hope they're entertaining. It's about hopefully making people's lives better and bringing people a smile to their face, which is an important thing to come by, I think.
Oh, absolutely. With all that's going on, and I never really talk about all that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
We need to support these kind of things. We need to support the positive aspect of these videos, the positive uplifting aspect of what Josh is doing. It's something that I feel very strongly about, that we provide that kind of message. We don't, I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about that kind of stuff because you get enough of it. You don't need that now.
Enough things to divide us. How about doing
Right.
some things that bring us together,
Do something good.
get us
Yeah.
outside, or
Yeah.
and that's another thing for me too, is that I have, because of YouTube, I have a lot of young viewers, and
Sure.
it warms my heart to say, when I hear a comment, I get these weekly of kids,
Yeah.
and I'm in the kid inspiring business. That's what I do, of
Yes.
kids saying, I was inspired to get outside and go geocaching because I saw your videos.
Yes. That's wonderful.
That's what it's all about. So the fact that people are willing to get behind that and support that just means the world to me, and it just helps us continue to do the kind of stuff not only myself, but the podcasters and other YouTubers are doing.
Yes. Yeah, and that's something that's interesting, and we're wrapping up for the night. But
Yep.
it's something when I first started, when when it worked out for Michael to move on. We kind of were amicably separated from this, and he's very supportive of me doing this podcast. What was amazing was everybody was so nice, sending me emails and saying, what if you need anything. I always talk about why I had Daryl W4 on the first show. Was Daryl was so instrumental in just helping me with so many different things about, here's a suggestion, here you should do this, or here's something to think about. Daryl's been, it's like he does another podcast, but we all support one another.
Yeah.
And it's
That's awesome.
It's neat. Yeah. Not many entertainment industries or any kind of industries are people look at each other more as dog eat dog, and we don't do that. We see that as very supportive. Yeah.
We're a community, and that's really awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to wrap up mentioning, normally we do a product review. Tonight we didn't have a chance to, but my product reviews are sponsored by Cashly, which I had on last week. If you haven't seen that, go check it out.
Can I say something? Can I say something about Cashly? I know
absolutely.
That I downloaded the geocaching stickers put out by Cashly. Cool. Very, very cool. Something that's needed, and I'm hoping someday where I can get an ammo can emoji, but this is pretty close to an ammo can emoji. So, and I just thought it was so cool now that iOS 10 just came out. It's pretty fun.
Yes. Now keep an eye out for the stickers, by the way, because there's going to be a Geocache Talk iOS 10 geocaching sticker coming out. Nick gave me the hookup, and he's got somebody who's doing those, and he's going to put a Geocache Talk sticker. So
that is awesome.
Now there's going to be a Geocaching Vlogger sticker, right?
Yes, there is. Yes,
all right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ruining the.
No, that's okay. I'm
okay.
I'm gonna probably, once it comes out, I'm probably gonna do a video about it, because I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that, and I don't know if anybody will use it but me. But
I'll use it. And I'm sorry if I pulled the curtain back a little too far.
Oh no, that's completely fine. No, that's fine.
Oh well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing that. Yeah, Cashly, foremost geocaching app, can be found at Cashly.com, which last week was so funny because I always use the old CACH.ly, and so Nick was like, Gary, just tell people Cashly.com. I'm like, all right, that works out great. So, okay, well, coming up soon, the next few weeks. Next week, Michelle Weidenbender will be on the show. Michelle wrote Cache a Predator. She also wrote the Eclair series, Eclair Goes Geocaching. And it's a pre-recorded show, which just kind of worked out. Sometimes I can't do live, but I want to give you guys wonderful content. When I, like worked out with Josh to be on live. With Michelle, it didn't work out, but I wanted to give, get her on the show. So definitely check out that show next week. Got some really cool stuff we talk about as far as geocaching in the media. Then the week after that, I'm having a dog on, Josh.
Yeah, Molly.
I'm having Molly on. Yes,
Molly's my only dog patron.
That's right. So far.
I'm hoping for another one.
Yes. So Dana and Molly will be on, and that day or that show, Molly is going to hold a sign up, and the winner of the repeat guest challenge that I have out there, Molly's going to have a sign. So that's when people are going to find out who won. That's in 2 weeks. 3 weeks, I'm going to have on the entire Memphis Mafia group, clan,
Very cool.
posse, however you want to say it. Jesse and Christy and their daughters, if they're available to be on too. We're going to talk Fizzy Jasmer and adventures galore. This is Jesse's. Jesse was on. Him and Chris were on one evening, but this is Memphis Mafia's first time. So
nice.
This is not a repeat for them.
Go
ahead.
They're just an awesome family.
They are.
Yep.
We got to hang out with them a little bit in Denver, and just wonderful people. And that'll be a fun show. And then I have to mention 4 weeks out because I'm very excited about this. I know you're familiar with this, but I have got Chris Williamson on the show October 16th. Chris Williamson is the director of Treasure the Movie.
Ooh.
Yes.
Is it almost done? Is it almost done?
It's almost done.
Okay.
And I'm very excited. He is touting it and doing the old peddling at the festivals.
Yeah.
And so he's busy doing that. LA Festival, it's in the semifinals of that one right now. But
awesome.
I've heard great things about this movie. It treats geocaching well. It is the main, it's not just a side item, from what I understand. It is the essential part. The actors that he got to do this are actual, not hugely known, but they all are in IMDb or they do other fairly well known. The main protagonist, she is well known. She does some TV, she does some other things. So he got quality actors, and from what I understand is very well done. So I'm looking forward to that movie coming out. And Chris is going to talk to us that night about the movie and give us maybe some insights and be able to get some more information for that movie. So
that's going to be a great show. Great show.
Yeah, great movie. We need to really try, when we can, to really, promote and to encourage filmmakers to make more films about geocaching. And there's so much material out there to do a show. So anyway,
so good.
Well, Josh, it has gone quick.
Yes, it has.
But it is over.
It is over.
It's time for the show to end. But I'll have you. We'll have you on again. Obviously, as time just really thank you for being on the show tonight.
Gary, thanks so much for having me on there, and thanks for not only what you're doing here on the podcast, but thanks for your friendship as well. It's awesome.
Oh, you bet. No, I really had a good time, and just wonderful to meet up with you and get to meet your whole family, and just had a wonderful time. And maybe there's a chance we could stay in Texas. So it'd be wonderful.
That'd be awesome.
Well, everyone, we hope you enjoyed the show. Please email me your comments at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at geocachetalk. And tomorrow night, hashtag US Geocaching Hour. Don't miss it. And Facebook at facebook.com/geocachetalk. Show can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, as well as at geocachetalk.com. Tell your friends about the show. Ask them to subscribe so they too can hear the show on a weekly basis. Until next week, don't just talk about geocaching. Do what Josh does. Go around the world and go geocaching.
Go geocaching, people.
Good night, everyone.
Here's Jonah.
Oh, there's Jonah. Let's see Jonah. Jonah. Hey, Jonah.
Hi.
That's my buddy. Well, that's it. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Good night, everybody.